Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, and perhaps even good evening. Wonderful to see you all. Happy Sunday. And thank you so much for the exclamation mark not so special command. I think that's a great idea, Brian. Let's go and implement that next. Mr. Nate is here. Mr. Brian is here. Miss Julia is here. The Nancy's Art 11 is here. Very cool. I never noticed that 11. First time I'm noticing it. Very cool. Leo is here. Wonderful to see you. Earthling Mr. Jeremy is here. Super nice to see you. Biscuits is here. Thank you so much for the very early Christmas gift. Even though Nate reckons it practically is Christmas, it isn't yet. We have another couple of days. And I had expected to have so much more time during the Christmas period, but you know, it's like, and Art is here. How's Mr. Art doing? Good to see you all. Good to see you all. Hey, I had a lot of fun yesterday, and I thought we're going to go and continue in the same spirit as we did yesterday and just have a little bit of doodling around in iClone and see if we can get these crowd bits and pieces going there. I've already had a bit of a success session yesterday after the stream and also this morning by figuring out what was wrong with my shaders there yesterday. They didn't come into Unreal Engine with a one-click solution as I had expected it. It is because I've copied the plugin wrong. So do it right, Jay, and then everything works fine. So, you know, we're going to totally do that today and see if we can bring in some more characters into Unreal Engine. Because the thing that I thought I could do is to revitalize my cinema title sequence. And I don't know if we want to make a start with that today or if that's something for another session. There's a lot of workflow things to be sorted out and see if we can, you know, get these other bits and pieces working with the crowd bits and things that we have in iClone. So I thought we're going to go through what we did yesterday, quick recap, and then we can go and try to figure out the whole nav mesh thing. I don't think I know how to really do that, so maybe, you know, we can do this together. But first, just with Unreal Engine, literally the same project that we had yesterday, which was called iClone. There we go. That's what we did yesterday. This one I tried this morning in Unreal Engine 5.2. I thought maybe it's the version, but it wasn't. 5.3 is working perfectly fine. All I had to do was recopy the plugin into the correct folder. So one of those things. And I like that Jeremy now has a hashtag. That is very cool. Jertar. That is good. That could be your name. Jertar. I like that. Jertar. Has a good ring to it. Brian, I'm so glad you're here. And also I'm glad that you're on the mend. Are you back to your old self, firing on all cylinders and all that? How long have you got to work? When are you off? My plan was to do a bit of Twitch streaming between Christmas and New Year. It turns out I think there's another project that has just fallen into onto our heads that we may have to take care of. More news on that in the next few days. I don't want to jinx things, but I think I may have much less time between Christmas and New Year than I had planned. So we don't even have a Christmas tree, in all honesty. So these are the guys I've set up manually yesterday. So Kevin, Actor Core build, and Lamar. But it was supposed to happen fully automagically, and it didn't with these guys. And that's because, you know, there's two things that happened. One was, I'm going to go and get rid of the old Marine here, because this is Marine that didn't work yesterday. So we're going to go and actually I might as well just show you the, oh no, she's come back now. Let me go and just go delete her completely. And no, maybe I won't. This Marine, yeah, let's go and bring her in again. I think this is a very low res shader, but it has now worked completely automagically, so that's kind of cool. So let me go and get rid of her and use the same export that we had yesterday. Get rid of Marine Callahan. Yeah, we can go. Yeah, this is just force delete's good. That's fine. We don't need to. That's perfect. Great. These are my manual materials I made yesterday here, but I had a feeling that was probably not necessary. But even with yesterday's export, I think what should happen, if I go and say import, so first of all, my plugin wasn't installed correctly. Once I've done that, something got fixed. I go and choose the FBX here. And what didn't happen yesterday is that this dialog comes up that allows me to pick the standard, a low res or high Q shader. And these two were grayed out. So I thought that was already fishy. Let me go and try the HQ shader and hit OK. And then the other thing that I didn't quite do, because I didn't read the instructions / forgot, is tick the correct boxes here. So it's one of those things. They might be ticked correctly now. Just let's go through this. This needs to be ticked. Geometry and skinning is fine. Under advanced, we need to use T0 as reference pose. And we also need to import the morph targets. Very important for lip sync bits and pieces. And then further below, we need to import the animations with exported time, and we need to use use default sample rate. I think that's really important. And I think the rest is, oh yeah, no, then there's materials, very important. We do not want to create materials, very, very important. So reset to default is not a good idea here, but these things need to be ticked, otherwise it's not gonna work. So import all, and then Maureen from yesterday's export should come in with proper shaders. And that's already, number one part of the puzzle. What we didn't get to figure out yesterday is, can we actually see animations imported this way as well? Because while lifelink is cool, I don't want to use it every time. Especially if it's just animations I want to go and retweak inside Unreal Engine, that'd be good. You're working harder than a Christmas elf. My goodness, Brian, that sounds devastating. When are you off? Do you have some time off over Christmas? And you plan on taking some more time off for yourself and finishing maybe the Talos Principle? Like some quality time at home? I don't know. Or do you do family visits or something? Please make sure something about smoothing groups. Okay, I know this message comes up every time, so I think we can probably ignore it. So Maureen, tell us about it. Maureen 2. There she is. And she looks just as low res as she did a minute ago. And that might also be that the shaders haven't quite compiled yet. Super disappointing. I'm going to go and try to export somebody else, also with an animation. That's the other thing I want to try out. So these guys here, just in case you weren't here yesterday, I made this riveting. I'll go and take these guys, make these invisible. I've made this riveting camera animation here, where technically you guys should. Why aren't you? Oh, there we go. The animations aren't playing. Why is that not happening? That's ludicrous. We set these guys up yesterday with animations. I remember that. They were moving, right? Didn't I save the project? He had his coffee cup. They were having a riveting conversation. Why is that not working? This is fine here. That's that. Lamar and Kevin, what's wrong with your tracks then here? Because are you not controlled by this anymore? I say, that's just ludicrous. These guys, we've totally recorded. Oh, there we go. I've made the wrong people invisible. So sorry about that. Let's go put the keep playhead in playback range while scrubbing. Oh, there's playback range. Perfect. So these guys here, that needs to be invisible, and then these guys, where they're in characters here, they need to be invisibilized. Oh, now I've made Lamar invisible. Dang, there we go. That's that riveting piece we've made yesterday here. There, isn't that beautiful? We have proof. It's on tape. Totally correct. So this worked well, and this was done with that new what's it called, with the groups of people, the group thing. And I've also investigated where that content actually was. So I have a lot of other Actor Core people installed now, and we can randomize between all of them. So let's try to do another export. And one thing that I'm planning, if you recall my cinema sequence where the camera goes in from the outside and goes into the cinema, I always wanted to have more people there. So this would be an ideal way to have like 10 people waiting in the queue to buy a ticket, and a couple of them standing there buying tickets, and then another 3 or 4 walking into the auditorium, and then 10 or 20 or so sitting in there. So that's how many people I like to ideally animate. And if that could happen rather fast, that'd be kind of cool. But for that, I need to get more comfortable with the whole workflow here. So let's see if we can make it happen. This shall be our test project. Maureen we can delete, and I think these guys, we don't need to keep them in here anymore either. That's fine there. Cool. Because if we want them, they will come back. Is that right? They come back. Yeah, they come back with help of the level sequence. Cool. So we don't have to worry about that. Righty. So this was a live link export. Let's try to do this with a single character and just the FBX export. First of all, where's my content gone? My God, iClone is just such a mystery to me. Content manager, there you are, buddy. Good to see you. Put that on here. So yes, Brian, if you had a look at how they do this with the what's it called, with the new crowd features. It's, if ever you want to have a look at it, I think it's under the actor groups here, and then you have these types of presets here, and you can double click this and then have, ignore the error, and then you can have randomized people standing, you know, in a group depending on what you pick. Could be like 3 sitting, 1 standing, 2 sitting, and then you can look at that. So this picked basically a random selection of my people with random materials and random colors. So I could go randomize the actors again and then just hit randomize. And then we're going to still be with 2 people, 1 male, 1 female standing. And it'll look through the whole thing of what I've got installed. And that's another group of 2 people talking. And if I wanted to just randomize materials rather than actors, if I'm thinking maybe she needs a different top, I can do that. And this is kind of cool. The product that you buy, that gives you more groups basically and more people, the social What's It bundle. There we go. Same people, different animations. So we just click OK. And then we wait around a little bit. Let's hit play. And then they have a chat. Kind of cool, isn't it? And for background crowds, this is going to be amazing. You can also, if you needed to position them slightly differently, you can just go and pick them up, move them closer together, move them into the situation that you want. Maybe she needs to, you know, turn around. Maybe let me do this, and the animations will still work. You can go and change the animations, of course, if you like, or tweak them. Yeah, maybe they're too close now. We don't want to get her arm through his body. That's not nice. So maybe you go move towards him a little bit. There. Maybe that's better. Rosie's Gym. How is everyone at the Rosie's Gym? Good to see you, Matthew. What's happening? Happy holidays. Personal space. It is just so important to have a little bit more personal space. Looks like he's about to attack her. So what I want to try now is a close talker. That's him, exactly. A close talker. That's so funny. A close talker. I'm going to go and remove them. And I want to try... I should have actually maybe just removed 1 person here. Right, let's try you. We'll keep you. And I just want to export her with animations and see if her as well as her materials pop up in Unreal Engine. Let's try that. What are you actually called? You're called Business F0004. Now that's not a snazzy name. Emily is much better, or, you know, Patricia or Charlene or somebody. Business F0004. That's just okay. We'll call you Business Lady. It's fine. So export FBX and target is Unreal. And maybe we'll stick with 30 frames. I don't think it matters. We're going to go and export the whole range, like all. And we don't want to do embed textures. In fact, we don't want to do anything here. And just go and export. Bring that into here and call her. Oh yeah, we'll just wait 35 seconds for Windows to create a folder. That's cool. While we have a chat. Krabby Karen. That's also a good name for her. Maybe just Karen. I kid you not, this is what Windows 11 does on my new installation now. There we go. Oh, the new folder is ready. Oh, let's just drop everything, quickly name it before we forget what we actually wanted to do with it. This is now Business Lady. Good stuff. And of course, Unreal Engine mustn't have spaces. Spaces means universe is about to collapse and stuff. Spaces are like super evil and stuff. So Business Lady. And I say save. And then character creator, yes, that's cool. That's fine. That is slow, isn't it? And I know, of course, how to rectify it in case you have this problem and you have a much luckier Windows installation than I am. You can go into this menu here on Windows 11. Windows 10 has a similar function in here, and you go to the options. And then at the bottom here, you can clear the File Explorer history. That makes it fast for literally a single new folder you create, and then it gets slow again that you have to wait 30 seconds. And I've decided to find it charming and live with it. Okay, let's see how we can... Oh, okay, this marine has been put into... I don't think I like marine in here. I'm going to go delete marine again. Marine goes... What's in textures? Textures only has marine in it, so we'll take that away as well. Yes, that's all fine. Don't worry about it. It's cool. And that also goes. Yes, I say it's fine. So in here might be an RL content. I might go and create a new folder and call that Business Lady. And then we can see what it imports into here. So that's marine. We don't want to deal with her. We want to deal with her here. Come on. See if this works. Yes, Karen-ness, exactly, goes beyond mere hairstyles. I understand. HQ shader, LW shader, a lightweight skin shader is provided while the HQ shader is deployed to other parts of the body. HQ is ultra high quality skin shader, while the LW shader is deployed on other parts of the body like eyes and... Oh, okay. Standard shader, what does that do? That does nothing. That doesn't have pop-up help. I'll go HQ here. See how it goes. It is on an M2 drive. It doesn't seem to matter what drive I use. I don't have mechanical drives. Sorry, I don't have mechanical drives. I have regular SSDs, and I think 2 of them, and the rest of them are all M2 drives. I have an M2 RAID that does it. I have regular M2 drive with no RAID that does it, and the SSD also does it. I'm just, you know, it's so bad. Oh yeah, the Matrix. I don't know why the Matrix didn't happen. Maybe we're going to do this again today. I'm hoping we're going to see the Matrix again. This is all still correct, isn't it? I'm going to do nothing. I'm just going to hit import all. Yes, there was like a vast amount of command line interfaces popping up, and we watched them eagerly for many, what felt like hours. Sebastian, what's a Sep-Titan? What's happening? How you doing, buddy? Happy holidays. I was going to say Merry Christmas, but that would be too early. It is not Christmas yet. You can reset them, Leo. You can save presets for everything in Unreal Engine, but I think not for import presets, I think. How's Business Lady looking? That's Business Lady. Look at that. That doesn't look particularly HQ. But that might also be my scalability preset here. I have Epic Texture. Let me just go switch everything to cinematic and see if she still looks like that. Yes, she does. I'm seeing non-HQ shaders here, to be brutally honest. But I've also had it that if I just let this percolate a little bit, eventually these textures will pop into place if I'm, you know, patient and stuff. So... Long time back. Okay. Oh, you're back from your honeymoon in Japan. How you guys doing? Japan. My God, that is exotic. How are you adjusting back to the time change from, I was going to say Eastern Standard Time. That's not it. Far Eastern Standard Time, Japanese time, to back to European time. How long have you been? How long have you guys been back? Super nice. Congrats. Exactly. Yeah, those eyes. They need to be that. This is not what we had yesterday, and I betcha if I look at her actual material here and the textures we're using there. Yeah, see, this is what the texture looks like now, and there's all kinds of errors that I'm getting here. If I look at the base map, that looks high res, so it's not. You know, there is more definition in in the skin. I'm sure there is, even for an actor core actor. Did I enable virtual texture support? It is, yeah. That is weird. I do not know what to think of that. How about, is SM6 enabled? No, Vulkan Desktop SM6. Does that need to be enabled? We're not using Vulkan here at all, but maybe I'll just go with that. That's probably not. That's Linux. So that's not really relevant here. SM6 is enabled for Windows, so I did not know what to make of it. Difficult to come back. Yes, absolutely. I remember my own honeymoon. It was very difficult to come back, land on the planet. Eventually we moved here. We went to Miami on honeymoon. Like, how many was it? 15, 16 years ago? Crazy stuff. There's 19 years ago. It's 20 years in 2024. Wow. Crazy stuff. And we went on honeymoon here to Miami Beach, actually. I liked it so much we eventually moved here. It's crazy. What a wonderful trip indeed. Yeah, so this says, base color map has invalid textures, requires non-virtual texture, or maybe that's what's getting in the way. Ew. That is interesting to know. So if you had objects that require UDIMs, you'd have to enable virtual texture support. So it being enabled might be the problem. So let's disable virtual texture support. Close this and restart now. You save everything. Oh, maybe it's the virtual textures that cause the problem. Yes, it'll be here sooner than we want to know. Let's do the 20th first, shall we? In April. It'll be in April. Because she looks all right here. And much better. Now she has a streak on her face. No, there we go. There we go. Much better. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's good and bad, I have to say. It's good that we fixed it, but it's bad that we can't use virtual textures if we use these types of characters. See what I'm saying? So the other thing I want to know is we have an animation here. That is also kind of cool. Let's just open the animation, see what does this play back? Yes, it does. That's awesome. So that is good news. It means I can just play the animation without having to live link into this. So that is good. Well, since this has worked so well, let me see if I can go, let's take you away, leave you in fact in here, and bring somebody else in with another animation, just to see if that works okay. Like maybe even like a larger actor, larger as in more detailed. Is that under pack? I'm so confused. Anything with characters. Any characters, perfect. Characters, goon, possibly party animal. Oh, nice. It's a new party guy. I didn't know Oh, these guys aren't installed. I could have sworn they were. Could try one of these toon guys here and try an animation on them. Yeah, let's do that. Working class heroes Naomi. Great, let's do that. Let's try that. I don't think I've ever even loaded her. She will complain, no doubt about it. Naomi, how you doing? Do you have do we have animations for you that we can apply here? Under perhaps animation? Athletic, I could have sworn I've installed all this. I don't know why this isn't installed anymore. Run, social actions. Maybe just, yeah, this is nightclub dancing here. That sounds like a good idea. Could have sworn there was like dancing bits and pieces in here. Oh, there we go. Nightclub. This here, DJ perk up motion. I think that's gonna be nice. See if we can transfer this character with that animation. Yeah, nice. All we need is a good facial animation to go with that. I'm sold. This is great. We don't quite have the record player for that. Oh, and also, do we... she's in edit mode. Why don't I see how long the motion clip is? Oh, because I'm beyond the thing here. Gotcha. Yes, I get it. I get it. I'm slowly understanding how that all works. There was a clever option that makes this happen at the end here, wasn't there? Wasn't there? You do this and then you do that. Yes, that's great. Okay, let's see if we can export her out. Export. FBX, yes. Unreal Engine, yes. 30 frames, I'm good with. Export range, it's fine. And you're going to be, what was the name again? While we wait for the folder to get created here. Yes, that's true. Like my nurse practitioner who's now in retirement. She was unlike a Karen completely. So it's often, you know, generalizing is difficult. Do you think this one was, what was her name again? Naomi. Naomi. I'll call her Naomi Toon just so that I remember what that is. Working class heroes here. Naomi. I think we're okay with that. Heroine, exactly. Finally getting warm. This is good. I've been so cold all day. Finally getting warm. Working class Naomi hero. Well, good question, Matthew. I would imagine demonetized. I was wearing something underneath though. Good question. I suppose you can. There are apparently ways now that you can use Mixamo animations on DAS characters that's less cumbersome than it used to be. So that's a way to try out. And beware that some of the animation packs you buy on the DAS store for 20 bucks or so, they are actually converted Mixamo blocks. I don't know how kosher that is, but I have seen that happen. And not mentioning any vendor names here, but I have seen that happen, and it's not you know, it's not amazing when that happens. Because if there is a way for everyone to get these animations, please tell us, and we'll all just convert our own. That's one option. Another one is literally to get iClone. I mean, it sounds crazy, but iClone comes with so many animations that can be applied to these types of characters, to iClone or CC3 Plus characters. And the good news is you can bring in DAS figures into this program and then animate with that. So this is something that I'm want to use it for. But the other thing that iClone has going for it is that it has this export to and from other applications. So you can export into Blender for rendering, you can export into Unreal Engine for rendering, to Unity and a bunch of other programs. It hooks in with ZBrush. So its integrations is really what makes this very attractive to me, but it's not cheap. So it's not, you know, it's certainly not free, but sometimes you can get it for something like 600 bucks. And for the fact that you can then easily blend animations together, it's a very cool proposition. So this is something that I'm going to do with my title sequence here, that I want to use lots of characters animated in iClone in Unreal Engine for rendering. So here I built the scene, characters I animate in iClone, and I send them over, and then I combine the two. That is the plan. Let's go and import Naomi here. And then, of course, the other one is the DAZ store, but the animation packs that you get there are limited, and they're also sometimes they're basic and not great. So I totally agree. Yes, iClone does come with animations. Yes, and they have a content store on which you can buy other animations. But you can also use Mixamo animations. That's possible. You can animate your own, and you can also combine animations. So it's a bit like when you load a pose partially in DAZ Studio, you can use animations partially in iClone. So you can load like an upper body animation and a different animation for the lower body. Like if somebody is gesturing while walking and you want them gesturing while sitting, you can just go and swap that out. So that works. It's very convenient to blend animations and just make tweaks. I find I'm still very much learning this, but I think this is, for me, this is the big selling point. I have not worked with Maya. No, that's a little bit, I was going to say out of my price range. It's more out of the indie license is only $300 a year, so it's not bad. But it's I have to be careful how much time I spend on what. I'm sure eventually I'll have a look into Maya, but I haven't yet. So currently my pipeline is DAZ Studio, iClone, Character Creator, Unreal Engine, and then spruce it up with Blender, ZBrush, and Substance Painter. That's pretty much all the programs I can handle. That's all the programs my brain can handle. Oh, and Marvelous Designer, of course, Marvelous Designer. Let's not forget that. Is that it? I think that's pretty much it. Oh, no. Then there's, of course, Photoshop, Premiere, and After Effects that I'm slowly growing into. So yeah, there's that. But there's a limit. There's so many applications you can work with. How's your project going, Matthew? Tell me about it. How's Rosie's gym doing? I'm so lazy. I don't do much. It's so right. It's so true. This is why it takes you 10 years to learn all this stuff. This is why. Just when you thought you made one step forward in the right direction, you go, I need 7 other apps to do that. With AI, that might become easier in the future, but who knows? Don't think we're not there yet. Yes, I should have a page somewhere on my website in which I'm just outlining these are the apps, my core apps that I'm using, why and how I'm using it. And the problem is, the deeper you look into one, the more you forget about another. This is why I make videos and make so many notes about things, so that I remember, how things work. I wonder if this takes so long because I've picked the HQ shader. Oh, you're working on a couple of new projects now. Ooh, anything you can sketch out for us? A directory and a book. That's good. I've been thinking the animation I had in the beginning here, Jay's Saloon with the snow and stuff, I should turn that into like a 2-hour video with nice music on it, and then have several variations on it. Maybe one underwater and one, just like these 2-hour loops with nice music. And then I've seen people who have much worse graphics, but they've got like 10 million views, and that's gotta be good for the bank account. That's gonna be good for the bank account. Come on, Naomi, you can do this. Indeed, exactly. That's exactly what I've done, and it works so well with Ultra Dynamic Sky. So the asset I used for that was called Retropunk Saloon by Learte Studio, and that was a relatively simple, just a house and a bit of background. It wasn't completely fleshed out, but I thought for Christmas I wanted something that is a bit moody and has a lot of snow, so I tweaked the master materials to have snow coverage on them, so the desert turned into, snowy plains and stuff. Then I think the original was called Tim's Saloon. I turned that sign into, build my own sign in Blender that said J Saloon. I thought that was cool. And Ultra Dynamic Sky is then responsible for the snow coverage, for the actual snow particles that fall, and for the day-night cycle, and for the aurora effects and the moon and the sun. And that was all one product, really. And then in the end, I finished it off with another product that was called, I think, Winter Environment Set. They had some bare trees, snow-covered trees and rocks, and added some more foliage to that. Here we go, Naomi. Aha! The lighting here, by the way, isn't great. See if we can make it a little better. In fact, let me show you Ultra Dynamic Sky, just in case you don't know it. I'll go and remove all the lights that I have in my scene, like Gonski. Everything's black now, and I don't have it installed, do I? No. No, I don't think I have it. It's just a product you add in. Ultra... Oh no, that's the vault. Is that the vault? Yeah, yeah. Vault, category all. Ultra, Dynamic Sky, add to project. And our thing is called iClone. iClone test, that's the one. Add to project. So it's 400 megabytes in size. It really isn't big. And it can do just so much good stuff. It's a single blueprint that you add there. And it comes with a README file as well. If you want to read up on it, you go to, I think it's in blueprints, and then here's the README. You can't launch it by double clicking. You have to right click and then run editor utility widget, and then this comes up, and then you can either search for something, or you just go and, you know, like it says, you start here, and it's a really nice setup. You can open these sections up and then read through it, how you use it. It's really, really nice. I find it nicer than watching videos. Videos have merit, but while you're working, I'm one of those guys who like to just, you know, read about things. These are the two things that you can drag in. This works by itself, Ultra Dynamic Sky. Drag it in, wait a second, and it then goes and recreates its own lighting. So that looks pretty much like what we've seen before here. But with that blueprint selected and the details panel, you've got all this control stuff here. So time of day is cool. It can be 6 o'clock in the morning, and then everything just changes. The whole mood changes. And even to a point like 2 o'clock in the morning, we have stars coming out at night, and the moon, if you look closely, like it's behind the clouds, I guess. Clouds is one of those things that's cloud coverage. You can set that to 0, and then all the clouds go away. Or you set that to something much more dense, and then you have a more cloudy sky. You can animate these values as well. Same with fog. Can we put it to something like 12 o'clock, midday, maybe? Or afternoon, like 4 o'clock. And we have the sun in the background. You can make the sun larger or smaller as well. And then fog, you can bring that up, and eventually you see less of the background. If we had things in the background, they would all just be, you know, fogged out. So kind of nice here. Cloud coverage, contrast, saturation, there's some bits and pieces. Then in conjunction with this, there's a thing called the Ultra Dynamic Weather that you can just drag in, and the two of them talk to one another, and now this creates weather effects. In this case, rain. But that's just the default, so you can go and pick anything that you want there. So cloud coverage is now a bit bigger, so you can drag it down. I've got rain in the summer. Rain, you can stop it, and you can start snow. There's snow, and then you can go and make the snow thicker, thinner, more, whatever. So it's very, very versatile. And this value here, this time of day value, can be animated, and then you've got your day-night cycle. So very, very cool. I don't know, Leo. Is there? Should there be? I don't know if it supports rainbows. I have no idea. Let's take snow off, and let's make the light a bit less harsh here. So maybe like 6:30 in the morning. Is that's too dark? Let's go make it 8 o'clock. Still pretty harsh, but hey. Let me see if we can get her animation in here. Naomi. Sorry, Naomi, we didn't just want you to have you stand there. I could probably just go and put another level sequence in here. and just have these guys both have animations. Add level sequence, and we'll call this one Naomi test, just to see if the animations work. And then we'll go and you, we track you both. I think you can drag them in as well here. That works. And then business lady, she had the business lady animation. Perfect. Yep, that works. And then Naomi had a default pose and her kind of DJ dancing pose here. Perfect. Okay, great. So her animation isn't as long as the other one. So if I needed to make that longer, I can just go and I think Alt left click and duplicate that. And then just go and drag them into one another here. This is the same animation, but if I drag it in, I think it just goes and blends nicely. And maybe I'll do that again. Left click and drag over here. And same with business lady, if I needed to do that as well. She needs to do her, if I needed like a minute or so. This is great, this works. So let's do that. That's probably good. Fab. So I think we need to go and fix some poke through here if we wanted to use that on her, but that's easily done, or we can hide body parts underneath her. And I could have done that in iClone before I sent her over. That would have been an easier idea. But yeah, this is easily fixed in Blender, so that works as well. So we didn't need LiveLink to bring these two things in. Good. I like it. I like it. Weird Science, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you, good to see you. Almost Merry Christmas. We could now send what happens if I wanted to send another animation over that is something else? That's something else I want to try. So like this here. Let's say I want to keep him. No, don't do that. Bring her back. Sometimes reloading them is easier, isn't it? I'm, aside from a small frog in my throat, I'm doing really well. Thank you for asking, buddy. I enjoy your tweets when I catch them. They always make me smile. Let's see if she has other animations that we want to maybe put on her. Scratch motion. Scratch motion. Let's try that. Since she's DJing. Yep, cool. That's another motion. I believe that. How do we export that out? Just the same way, maybe? Because I don't really need to have the character again, do I? Is there a way to just export the animation like there is in DAZ Studio? Because I mean, I can just go and do this and re-import her, maybe with a low quality shader, and just see if that's a bit faster and just grab the animation from there. But I don't know if there's an easier way. What you think? Or maybe there's another way to get this out altogether. So maybe like animation export or something. But don't import the mesh, Brian. That's the spirit, isn't it? Very clever. So I do all of this. Thank you, I appreciate that. That is very clever. Maybe I'll go and say, maybe I'll make another folder here. I'll just put her into the same, for now, a different folder, just in case I need to export that again. Oh, we have to wait another 30 seconds, don't we? Windows. Weird Science, do you know a way around this, how long it takes to create a folder? I'm having this battle with Windows 11. That it takes 30 seconds for a new folder to show up when I create one. And I do create a lot of folders, so I'm glad you haven't. Yes, right. Yeah, I'm annoyed with that as well. For me too, I'm really not a massive fan. I like the look and feel of it, but I don't know. There's certain things that were just easy in Windows 10. And like my laptop, you know, my laptop, Windows 11 capable, but doesn't actually work with 11. My desktop kind of works, except for the odd annoyance that I'd love to get to the bottom of. I've heard rumors that there might be Windows 12 coming. I mean, Microsoft deny it, and I don't think they'll do it. That would just leave too much fragmentation. Release Windows 12 when Windows 10 becomes end of life next year. I don't think they're going to do that. It's just going to be another, you know, Windows 11 feature pack. I think that's how they're going to keep it for the next 10 years or so, I think. Very good point. Why is that necessary? You do this on Linux and it just starts copying pretty much immediately, right? I mean, this is one of those things I'm not a big fan. Ah, ooh, that isn't good, is it? Ew. Man, I still have my Windows 7 installation disk around here. Okay, let's see what happens if we go... Let's close that. And maybe in my Naomi folder... Did I have a Naomi folder? No, I didn't. I should have had a Naomi folder. I totally didn't do that. I should have made one. I just put it on here. Well, let's make one now then. Unreal Engine can make it fast, just Windows in the Explorer can't. Maybe I need to buy a tool, the fast folder creation utility or something. Maybe I'll just do it from the command line. Maybe that works faster. That might be easier. I'll just put everything Naomi related into here. And these are animations really, so I should also ideally make an animations folder and just put those two in there in case they get more. There, perfect. And now we'll go and, like Brian says, we import her again. Same FBX. It's remembered the settings. Has it? Edwin, how's it going? We enable this. I don't think it matters here. Or does it? Let's keep HQ shader. And in the following dialog, did you say, Brian, we disable the mesh, right? Is that how we do that? Yes, I've heard that as well. I've heard that as well about VMware. And you say import mesh, we just disable that. Then we use the Naomi skeleton, makes perfect sense. And we just make sure we don't create materials. We're not even being asked anymore. That makes perfect sense. And we're still using animations. And it works. Check it out. Much faster, does it? Why do you import the maps again? Totally not necessary. But that wasn't too bad. That was totally not too bad. And in our magic folder we have everything plus the UE4 pose, which we already have, so we'll delete that. And this one here, which is the scratch pose. So let's pop that in animations as well and use it right away in our Naomi test animation. So we can go and just move this over here, just intermittently. Go, whoops. Put Naomi scratch. Oh, nice. Look at that. Then we just do this and then we do that. And then we can go drag this over here. Oh, I like it. I like it. And then we do this. And then maybe one more scratch in the end. And then we have the complete looped package. Oh my God, look at that. This is great. So this is the first animation that we've imported. And don't worry about the poke through right now. We're blending into the next one seamlessly, working well. And then we're blending back into the other one. I like it. Ideally, I can also, if I know the exact length already, I can also do that all in iClone and then make sure the foot sliding doesn't so much happen. I think there's also a way to do this in Unreal Engine. See, when I move from this animation over into that, there's a certain amount of like foot slide interpolation. It wasn't actually that visible from it, but I think it's this one here. And I think you can tell Unreal Engine about this. I think on properties, is that where you do that? Swap root mode. There was a way to do this somewhere, somehow. But don't ask me where that was. It might even have been in iClone where I saw that, where you basically tell the character which foot it should look at to do the blend. And then if you do have that, then it could always look at another foot and then that might be better or something. But it's also not that important, so it kind of works for me. And then it's a bit more flexible if you wanted to build those animations in Unreal Engine rather than pre-build them in iClone. Good. And then, of course, the other option is doing all this with LiveLink. That I've tried that yesterday, and that kind of worked well. So I'm sold about that. I think one other thing I'd like to try is this crowd generation from the actor core people, and then export them with a whole matrix screen and see if we get materials as well as multiple people at the same time. I'm going to be clever now, he says, and not use the, do you want, no, actually, let's go and undo that. And just see if I can get multiple people in at the same time. Let me just go make these guys spawnables here. Convert to spawnable. Convert you to spawnable. And then nothing really changes, but the sequence is in charge of spawning these guys when I need them. So that's quite nice. I can go and close this. People disappear. Haha! Very cool. So Kevin and Lamar test, I've done that with them as well. And this, we will put that into a new folder here. Because organization is just half the rent, isn't it? This is actually lighting now. There. And floor, well, that's just the floor. Okay. Perfect. So thank you, Naomi. Thank you for your help. Appreciate that. Let's make a new project here. And go and try these. Try these actor groups here. I think just before I do that, did we install these guys that were not installed earlier now? Just want to make sure that is all in here. because I did get a couple of error messages yesterday that some content has mysteriously disappeared. Actor group, this is it. So this is what comes with the free version, I think, of iClone. And then you can buy this other pack that comes with more groups, including sitting groups and stuff. Yesterday I tried this here with the 5 people, maybe 2 standing. I'll do that, 2 standing. Not that I mind live link, but there's a certain amount of let's say we're happy with them. Or let's say randomize materials. See what other materials you guys have to offer. I don't mind. Yes, I don't mind live link, you know, hooking these things, 2 things together. That's all good. I don't mind that. Yeah, fine. We're good with that. But live link can also be used to just send over the character. And I think this is the kind of the matrix thing that worked to a certain point yesterday, but not great. Okay, animations, they're fine for now. I'm not going to worry about them. Let's just see if I can use them independently from one another. So let's see here. Plugins, live link. Characters, yes. Props, cameras, lights, no. And we don't really want to link and remote control them. We just want to go and transfer these guys. See, that works. Should happen twice now. Matrix thing is going to come up. This is going to be good. Yes, they're waiting for the bus or subway. Yes, exactly. And then afterwards, while this is doing its thing, here it is. Here it comes. Oh, yes. Good stuff. I want you to pay attention to this. Yes, they were lined up for coffee. And I'm thinking this thing that we saw yesterday, the 5 people behind one another, that would just be great inside the cinema when they all wait for tickets. So let's see if we can make that happen. This also would involve, and I don't know if that's actually a great idea. Should we just, my original idea was to recreate the cinema sequence that I have currently and just use the DAS assets and send them over with the bridge to Unreal Engine, see what they come out as, zoosh up the materials if necessary, and then just populate them with all kinds of characters from both DAS as well as iClone and Unreal Engine as well. But now I'm thinking maybe there's another asset pack that we can use from the Unreal Engine marketplace that is something like a larger multiplex theater. So also possible. What? Right. Error, yes. 99%. Ah, sorry, we had a problem. Failed. We should do a stream just like that with just command line output. So there is, aha, there we go. We've got to casual. We've got them kind of in the same place here. It's a monster. Ah. Yes, you hit one wrong key and I'm sorry, Nancy. The process had to be aborted, I'm afraid. Do we have animations then as well? Motion, probably. Motion. Yes, there it is. Yeah, that's not much motion, is it? Did I tick the motion box? I didn't, did I? Duh. Let's do this again. Include motion. Range. Dang. One box that I didn't tick. This is what happens. See if override works, or if that causes much Mucho problemático. Or Control C, that is also not encouraged while a script like that runs. Oh, did you? That is funny, Leo. Oh, we're missing the important stuff here. Yes, damn you, hidden tick box. How dare you? Alt F4, I like it, yes. That still works, doesn't it? Alt F4. I love it. Hey, this is gonna make you smile, all you gaming fans out there. I've bought a Mac Studio Ultra recently, and it was to replace my 10-year-old Mac Mini that is also on my desk. So left Windows workstation, right Mac, and it's a refurbished one, an M2 Ultra, 64 gigabytes of RAM, 1 terabyte hard drive. So basically smallest Ultra model you can get, but it's the M2 version. And I never really thought of Mac as a gaming platform, but because No Man's Sky natively supported, I thought I'd try it out, and I'm blown away. So the Mac runs it, and I've got a 2K Thunderbolt display attached there, and I can run it at ultra graphics settings, 60 frames a second, butter smooth. I'm playing with my PlayStation 5 controller, and the thing doesn't even get warm. It's not. I don't even know if it has fans. It's doing so much processing, and it's like it's not even breaking a sweat. I was extremely impressed by that. I didn't really buy it obviously for that, but it just, I just happened across it and I was thinking, oh, okay, that's interesting. So I read up on it, and apparently the equivalent performance is that of an RTX 4080 GPU. Total news to me. I did not know that. Whoops. Oh, we're doing more. Okay, fine. Those were the characters. Now it's onto maybe the animations, perhaps. Who knows? I don't know. So No Mac Sky, yes, and that was extreme eye opener. I've done another experiment. Something else I didn't know is that this workstation here is a 3090 RTX 3090 with a dual Xeon Platinum setup, 8160, I believe. So not major, but they're platinums and they're like lowest model you can get. And I did an After Effects rotoscoping job of a scene that took 15 minutes, 20 minutes for After Effects to go through the things. So you paint the mask, and then you hit spacebar and let it do its thing, and then you have to freeze the thing, and that takes quite a bit of time for that to work. And it did it at about 3 to 4 frames a second, so that was fast enough. And I thought, hey, just out of curiosity, how would the Mac handle that, the Ultra Studio? And it did it in 2 to 3 times the speed. That was scary as well, that it was just like 2 to 3 times as fast. It took like less than 10 minutes to do the same job. Maybe I shouldn't write off the Mac as a creative tool like I have done years ago, because it was just not powerful enough. So it is very encouraging to see, that maybe times are changing with that. So very interesting. I didn't know it would, it would have opportunities. I'll have to check out how it behaves with Unreal Engine. That's another thing I'm interested in. You haven't crashed it yet. Well, I've crashed No Man's Sky a couple of times on the Mac. I've got to say that. So that could be the external hard drive that I've got attached there. $200 M2 drive in a $12 enclosure. Maybe I should have spent more money on the enclosure. So much fun stuff. So much stuff to explore. So we've got people here. That works. How are we doing on the motion front here? Motion. There we go. Yes! She's just waiting, so I don't think she's talking. That worked! Casual F0019. How's Casual F0017 doing in her motions? Very nice. Very nice. And once again, just out of curiosity, do these motions, I mean, are they cohesive? Can I go and turn you this way, turn you that way? Or the other way, I don't really mind at all. Make level sequence here, add level sequence, yes. Let's call it casual test. Casual test goes into cinematics. We go and drag these guys into here. Put animation on here so she can only use her own. Okay, so they're not retargetable. I like it. It's just something we need to know about. This is then that. Now, if only that were to work. Why does that not work now? Is there any explanation for that? That's fun. Because, you know, they're long animations. Why does that not work? What do you think? Answers on a postcard. Let's try this again then. Because Unreal, you think? So let's do this one by one then. Casual, yes. And you here, animation, casual, this. That we know worked a minute ago. Why does that not work? What? The explanation is, do not question me, puny human. Oh, let's see this here. Do we need to do anything in here? Animation blueprint, yeah, of course we don't need to do that. That is animation asset, maybe. And we go, no, that's also not it. Do we need to do custom perhaps? Is what? Is it the correct object? It is the skeletal mesh. I mean, we could just, to be sketchy about it, we could just do this and delete that from here and just go and just track that. Does that work? It's the actor strike. That's what it is. That is what it is. This is partly why they were so upset, because this is getting better and it means less work for extras if the studios get their way. There we go, that works. So it's just the skeletal mesh object when dragged in, like her. That doesn't work, but the actual animation sequence when tracked, that works. So this is custom mode. Why doesn't this with custom mode work then? I wonder. Sometimes I'm just interested in, you know, why? I say, why? Oh, now you work. Isn't that exactly what I tried a minute ago? Yeah, you did, but now it works. Okay, yeah, no, I get that. That makes perfect sense. Okay, fine. Why? Prussian blue. Okay, so then going by that logic, what happens if we track you and we set you to... did we track her before we switched that? Was that the problem? Let's reproduce the issue and see if that is the problem. So track you, then switch you to custom, then bring in your animation. And oh, it works as well. Gotcha. Okay, fine. Well, then it was just a quirk, basically. And we shouldn't worry about it. It's just, you know, Epic finally paid them. That's why. That is why. Okay, so that's good. That's good. her personal space here. Well, if this works so well, why don't we see if we can bring in the cinema set from DAZ Studio into Unreal Engine and see what it looks like. Just, alrighty then, just to see if it actually works. Let's turn you all into spawnables, because that is just, you deserve it. You deserve to be spawnable. Casual F0017 and casual F0019. Thank you for being our actors of the year. And do we want to do something about this awkward missing bit in the front here? By just casually putting this over here and then blending that in so that everyone seems to be moving. If that works, perfect. Westworld, yes. Let's do this. I'm interested. I'm hyped. I'm hyped. This seems to be working. This is all good. So fresh slate here. Control R. Let's go and first of all find the set here. It was won by the Fugazi, of course. Was it Cinema? He has this one, so this is a new one, but that's not the one I've used. Because I don't know if they've spelled it with the British or the American spelling. FG Movie Theatre with RE. It's the British spelling. I like it. I like it. No, that's the... Is it? Is that it? Is this it? Is that the new one? I think this might be the new one. FG production. We could just use that. Is that the one I used? No. This is the new one. That's not the one I've used. But it's something we can try out. Yeah, I used the older version. It wasn't the drive. This one here. I-13 Theatre with pauses. That was it. You got that one? IMAX. Yeah, exactly. This is the one. This is what I'm using for my title sequence here. You'll notice this theater, and it's a really simple set, and that's partly why I chose it. Oh, it comes with cars. I didn't know that. I don't know if I've used this HDRI. I think I've used a different one. And this was rendered in Blender. Office Girl, yes, I remember. And it comes with poses, but I didn't use those. I just used the interior, and I've spent so many hours getting this Blender ready. This was long before we had a bridge. But it still looks pretty cool, considering. And then I gradually added particle effects in there and all that. In fact, let's watch it together, shall we? Let's watch it. Here it is. Yeah, not bad. So if we recreate that, proper glass materials and all that, and people, like lots of people here, that'd be nice as well. And then animated thing, that's not a problem for Unreal Engine, thanks to the the media plate actor and an image sequence. So maybe we'll see what that looks like. So it's called Theater with Poses. Gotcha. Let's go install it. We can install both of them and then see which one works best. That is exciting. It'll all end in tears, you think? Let's just see how these two go. I'm sure it's not installed anymore. This will be an interesting test. Also interesting to see, does the Unreal Bridge, the DAZ to Unreal Bridge, coincide with the... we've got Genesis Starter Essential Updates. Nice. Let's install those later. theater. Let's install both here, movie theater and theater with poses. There's even the drive-in moonshine theater. That's another interesting one. What's it called? Moonshines. Like this one here. Drive-in theater. The Historic Theatres of Das by Jack Tomalin. All right. Very cool. It's basically the sign and the booth. Things were simpler in those days. Comes with ground plane. Check. Definitely the little kid dumping coke or actually playing on his games console or something. Yeah, I think we're not going to use this. See how it goes. $10 set. I like it. Pick it up now. i13 Theater with poses. See what we can turn it into in Unreal Engine. Is it installed already? I think that's installed. This one, is it still installing? Movie theater. Yeah, let's do this as well. And the tall lady in the back. So also, I'll just close this project because I need to go and install the Dash to Unreal bridge, then reopen it so that it comes back enabled. Let's do that first. Send to Dash to Unreal. Please select the character. Don't worry about it. It's cool. Advanced settings. Unreal Engine version 5.3. Install plugin to iClone test. Perfect. Oh yeah, on a shaky camera so that it goes to immediate distribution, right? Man, those were the days. And today we get things like buy this on Amazon. It's not even in the movie theaters yet. So we'll get it first, and then we can go watch it in the movies. It's gonna drive them out of business, man. Includes outside, building inside, theater and building ready scene. That sounds like it. Section building. Maybe we'll just use this one here. See how that goes. Or let's do it. Let's do it bit by bit here. Let's do it bit by bit. How exciting. Typing is rad, yes. It's very rad. I hear you. I hear you. It's very rad. What does it look like in filament? Let's do... Can we walk around? It said outside is included, but I don't see the cars. So the outside is included, but not the cars. This is the outside here. Okay, get you. That's the outside. And then we have the lights. And then we have the whole... Here, okay, get you. That's how it works. Okay. Let's walk in. We can just have the doors magically open. That with particle effects. Moody lighting and all. Jay plays on the big screen. That's gonna work. I mean, I don't know, maybe. I think with the bridge, sometimes the problem is to transfer these things out. So this is neatly arranged in groups, but I don't think I can go and bring in the group. I think I have to do this literally item by item. I don't think this works as a full group. I mean, I can try. Just use the movie theater and we'll see how that goes. It might also take a while. i30 movie theater. Let's have a look how that goes. No twist bones. Yeah, that was it. That was really, really, really fast. I doubt that was actually it. Also, Unreal Engine isn't open, so Office Girls Gone Wild. Yeah, this could be a long job because groups it doesn't like, parented items it sometimes doesn't like. So to have full flexibility, you probably want to select every single item and then send that over and then reassemble the scene bit by bit. So that could be a bit of a time sink if I do it that way. Still thinking about it. There's something's coming in. No, nothing's coming. I can try. Let's do it again. Let's do it again because it was so fast here. Send to Dash to Unreal. Same thing, static mesh, and boom. Does it do anything? Importing from Dash. Here we go. Something might be coming in. That's an idea. I mean, since it's likely that I might redo materials anyway, I might just go and merge them in Blender. I could not find any node. Import failed. Yeah, that is. But you've imported something, so what have you actually imported then? Textures, they came in, and that didn't take too long. But meshes didn't because they were probably not selected. So let's just drill down and see what's the indoor trash can concession section. Ropes. That's them. Specials board. That's this. So yeah, it'd have to be bit by bit. But neither of these things take all that long. What's this then here? Those are the walls. Oh yeah, they're all grouped together. So this is going to take longer than I had expected. It's good to check that though. And if I go and do it all as one major thing or in sections here. Yeah, let's do the outside first. And then do the inside. Could do that. Could do that. But that might be too much work. So maybe it's actually easier to find something like a different movie theater set on the Unreal Engine marketplace and use that. That might be good. Vanilla Camilla is here. Camilla Vanilla, how exciting! Good to see you. Happy Sunday. Is it happy Monday already for you? Possibly. Do you know, I can totally do that. I think it's currently on sale through Humble. I missed the free one on the Epic Store. But I might get it through Humble. I think it's about $10 or so. And I did like Deliver Us the Moon, and I'm sure we're going to come back to it. I'm totally going to do that. Your Christmas present from me will play Deliver Us Mars soon on this channel. You have it. That's true. You could lend it to me. That's a good idea. I'll play it on your account. That's a good idea. Let's have a look if there's something there that we might buy instead. What do you think they'd call that? Cinema or movie theater? Dude, maybe I have something like that in the vault. Let's try the American way first. Movie theater asset pack. Retro movie theater. Oh, also not bad. Cinema scene. Also something we can have a look. 5 packs audience collection. Cinema pack. Modular cinema. Ooh, now that looks Art Deco. It's just been released January this year. So foliage, I think we can probably do better. That could be Jay's new theater. Multiplayer. That's large. I don't know if I want to fit that many people in there though. Can you imagine? That's even with 50 actors, this is still going to look empty. Audience replication everywhere. Oh, have you? How exciting, Camilla. I'm looking forward to that. Wow. That's massive. That doesn't have a... How do we get in? Oh, it's a tiny door at the back. This is massive. And it has figures, like paper mache figures in the front. That's a nice touch. Okay, so that is, you know, also available in blue. That's nice. Oh my god, they're all different theaters. It could literally be here in Florida, on the beach, that it comes with that. Wow. Really? It's huge. But composited, yes. Wow. Okay, so that's there's definitely one that... Oh, $84.99. Okay, right, yes. So you get what you pay for. It's true. Right. Let's have a look at the budget variation. This is like the post-apocalyptic... That's a new keyword, isn't it? Post-apocalyptic, cyberpunk, retro... Any combination of those words. Jay's channel in 50 years. It's only 2 people watching. It does look like Miami, doesn't it? So I might, you know, I might give that to myself as a Christmas present. This is just the interior, isn't it? Yeah, I think, yeah, that's just the interior, and it's a little bit dilapidated. So that we don't think we want to do that. We need something like within. Wow, it's getting more grandiose. Wow, it could be that. And then Digital J could sit here. How's that? Band playing. My God. Robots watching AR, right? No, it's an interior and exterior. So basically, like, what I'm looking for is something like this. And I'm for science, for weird science, I could even go and convert this to an Unreal Engine asset, but it'll take time. So it might just... So that's, I'm thinking this is probably realistically a whole day to get it in there, not including materials, because it'll have to happen object by object. And while the bridge can do that, it's, you know, it just takes time and some organizational discipline to have that functionality inside Unreal Engine to bring that back. We can have a look at the other set though. That's another possibility. See what that looks like. That is this one, FG Movie Theater. Counter ceiling preload, ready to render. Maybe we'll go with preload here. APK Ben, I'll have a look at that in a second. Live from Miami, it's Jay's place. Exactly. I'm thinking that'd be kind of cool. So this might be easier to convert. Because these are all just the same object basically, aren't they? Yeah, there we go. And then in Unreal Engine, you wouldn't just, you know, do this here. You would just go and essentially just go get rid of all of these bottles here. All of them perhaps, except for one, and then you just go and grab one bottle and export that. is this one object? Yeah, look at that. So this might make more sense to go and convert that bit by bit, but that's still a time sink because you can't, sadly, you can't just do this and send that to Unreal Engine. I don't think that's going to work based on my experience with the bridge. That would be nice if that's something they would add, but for now, and also to keep these things separate, you'd have to literally go one thing at a time. What is this? This is just the door. How about this is just the lobby wall? Yeah. And then we go, how does it continue? Those are the exits. Oh, we just go into here then, I suppose. Let's look inside. Right. So that might be, the approach here might be different than I had planned that. IMAX, yeah. That would make it cool though, because I could fill this with people here. We just go do this and then maybe come into here like we did before. Oops. Follow the guy from Mixamo around here, and then we have that. Or we go, I think in the original version, we come in here, follow the hello, follow the man for a bit, and then we just go up, and then we join this here and see the crowd from the back, and then we just go and join this. So that's another possibility. Just use that. Sounds like a job for an unpaid intern. Yes, indeed. Let's have a look at what other thing. This is kind of cool because it looks like it contains multiple interiors, but I currently don't see an exterior. So this is good for an interior. Very detailed as well. Wow, look at that. Gala reception. This is great. This is also $80. But it doesn't have an exterior, so let's discount that as well. Cinema scene. That might also be just interior. Yeah, that's just interior, so we discount that as well. Nimiko. Realistic movie theater props. That could just be the props, as the man says on the tin. Have we just seen that? No, it's just the same. I feel like we've just seen that. Retro movie theater. That is also nice. That'll need some work on the outside. That's cool. I like the retro approach. You know, this is kind of what I used to get as I wasn't an intern, I was an apprentice, and this is what I used to get. I used to get I think 500 German marks, which is 150 euros or something. So it's about $150 back in the day. That was in the late 80s, early 90s. That was. And I thought it was great because I wasn't working for nothing like a completely unpaid intern. I was paid a little bit. That would cover the rent. I'd still have to find cash to cover food and stuff, but it would cover the rent. So that was nice. And I learned a lot, and I really, you know, soaked it all up. And that was kind of cool. It is very Bioshock, isn't it? Which one was it that you suggested? Classic cinema. Let me just go and... Oh, this is modular cinema. Oh, this is the one that we like. I'm going to go put this on my wish list. Classic cinema. Oh yeah, I searched for movie theater. Classic cinema, here it is. Doesn't break the bank. How can they get away with that? Brian Paul Zimmerman. You can't put a God of War thumbnail and then sell an unrelated product. You can't do that. Otherwise, I put Coca-Cola and just put, like, you know, I can't do that. How? You can't do that. Classic Cinema by APK Ben. Wow, oh, this is a bit low poly here. And massive too. Cheaters, that's it. That looks like it needs a lot of work. Yeah, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that. I am feeling, however, this version here. That is pretty cool. Let's get the Rolls Royce of modular cinemas. Because it comes with beach huts as well. I mean, how cool is that? That might also need some work. But it's massive, and it has 3 cinemas, so I could basically have 3 Shenanigans, J Plays, and the DAS Plus Pro Artist series all in the same theater, and we just go different ways from there. I'm buying a new theater, an Art Deco one art. Exactly. It comes with cutout figures like this. They're probably made in AI and stuff. So I would replace things like movie posters here. But this is nice. I think I feel it's a bit large, so it'll depend on the focal length we shoot it with. Like this, I'll probably maybe narrow this down so that we only have this console in the middle here, not the side seats, just because that's too large for me. I still like the new one by Fugazi, and I'll sleep on it and see if I want to bring this over. What happens if I just search for cinema? Cinema Hall, Modern Cinema, Cinema Pack, Snow Village, and then we go into the, yeah. Oh, it has reviews as well. Let's see. What do the reviews say? It's mid. Not all theaters are built out. The picture looks good, but the price was too high. Oh, interesting. Great pack. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good to know. Exactly, Weird Science. Exactly. It's always good to keep the modular approach in mind for kit bashing purposes. Yes, interesting, isn't it, Nate? Why has Dragon Knight come on? I have no idea. Modern cinema. Let's have a look. This is modern. That certainly does look modern. Entrance door is here, so I'm thinking of how we approach that with the camera. Polysquid Studios. I like it. It's a good interior. Bash this together with some exterior props. Good leather seats here. Look at that. That is nice. Yes. Liking it. I'm liking it. I'll put that on my wish list as well. I don't think it's for me. I think this one's certainly the winner, but it also looks like it needs work. So I might as well stick with what I have. And the cool thing would be, even if I stick with this, no, that's the one that's this, it would have that retro feel to it, wouldn't it? Something to consider. Something to consider. Oh, there's one on Render Hub, do you say? Oh, he has an old Victorian theatre, has he? That is interesting. Really now? How interesting. So, renderhub.com. What was it again? You know, I can actually, while we're at it, don't I have this open here? Don't I? I can probably make it open. Bear with me, Carla. This here, we just check that out like that. Yes, like that. Haha. The ye olde Victorian theatre. That would be interesting. I had no idea he built this. Must have skipped that stream. Very good. But I might end up having the same problem that I have with the Fugazi set, in that I have to go and convert it object by object into Unreal Engine. But for DAS Studio, this is quite a bargain actually for $11. You might get that cheaper on his Ko-fi store. Don't know if he's linked it here, but if you look at that, Chris Cox. Can I search his shop? I don't know if the shop has a search function here. Yeah, usually he sells in these markets. Look at that, it's $8.99 on here. And it's happening because he gets a better cut on this than on the other platforms. They usually charge 50%. Ko-fi charges nothing. And, you know, that is support Chris on Ko-fi. He will thank you for it. So interesting. I don't really know what I'm going to do then. But I do like this theater. I always wanted to explore it. And making this work in Unreal Engine would be kind of cool. And I don't really mind spending the time. Up and down is the other way around in DAS Studio than it is in Unreal Engine. Why don't we just try this out? Let's see. If we worry about the reception area first, which is undoubtedly somewhere here. Yes, here it is. Right, that's here. Get you. Yes, a lot of work. Lobby wall, and then we have, this is probably that A ceiling here, lobby ceiling. Yes, that it is. Well, let's see how it behaves. If I go and try to put multiple things in here, if I go and say select all children, like all of this, let's try to select it all and see what the bridge does. Please select one character or prop to send. Ay, caramba. I'll ask Daniel though. Daniel is the bridge developer, one of the bridge developers, and I'll ask him if there's a way to implement something like that, because doing this bit by bit, that's insane. This might be a good incentive to at least get a script going. So we say lobby ceiling. See if it would work, because then it's just a matter of going through there bit by bit. They're all getting 5 Christmas presents each. Exactly. It is a nice lobby, isn't it? Lobby ceiling, here it is, perfect. So it's come in, it has materials. If we're going to put that here, it's where it should be in the scene. So that didn't take all that long. I suppose I can make it invisible to know that I have it. Let's try this one here, lobby wall 2. This I should set up a shortcut for. Lobby wall 2, check. This is one of those things we can spend an afternoon together on Twitch doing that, just for fun and science. And bit by bit everything disappears, and whatever's invisible should show up in the Unreal Engine. Here it is, lobby wall, check. And this goes clonk there. So, you know, it is It's just, you just have to go through it. But look, everything is here. Textures look good. All materials are there. And if I needed to cover it with snow so that we can make a snow scene, that is totally possible. What's next? Maybe the, what's this here at the front here? That thing. Lobby wall. Perfect. Lobby wall 1. Lobby wall 1. But I'm thinking there should be, I'm sure they can make a script that iterates through a selection and sends one item after the other over. That would be much better. Those Staku textures, yeah, they're nice, aren't they? That's a possibility. I could even use Dash to Blender. That's another possibility. And then use it that way. That's a possibility. Dash to Blender, join it there, and then export the whole thing with materials out into Unreal Engine. I may have to go and set up all the materials manually, though. That's the one thing I'm slightly worried about, because what I like about the bridge is that it does the materials. Lobby wall 1. Yes, I like it. Sting snaps into place. And its glass shader is actually usable. That's not bad. I mean, we can do better than this with native Unreal shaders, but bit by bit it might be coming together. Ooh. And then we can build a blueprint from it and do the outside, the inside separately. We've got that. We've got this carousel-y thing here. Revolving door. Let's do that. Can I set up a shortcut for this? Let's try that first of all. Maybe like F3 sounds like a good shortcut that I never use for anything else. Let's do customize. Yeah, I'll never use that shortcut. F1 for me is import OBJ. F2 is export OBJ. Bridges. Here it is. Dash to Unreal. Change keyboard shortcut. F3. Boom. Perfect. Yeah, it's fine. Good stuff. Apply. Accept. Thank you. I love it. Select this. Hit F3. Yes, I like it. Revolving door. Did you animate it? Because depending on how it's made, I might be able to... seems to be just one object here, but I'm thinking... if I split it up, if I split that T in the middle up, I might make that revolving, literally. It might even work like this. I can just go and revolve the whole thing. That might work. Make that invisible, so we've got that. Revolving door. So if you just, spend a little bit of time, it doesn't actually take all that long. Yeah, so I don't know why, and again, this is a question for Daniel. The pivot points are all off. I don't really know why, because if I look inside Dash Studio, the pivot point is actually where it's supposed to be. But I think because the object is away from the center, it doesn't translate that pivot point. And yeah, while I could set this manually with Alt middle mouse button, I don't want to do that. And I think the way this works right now is that if I just deselect it, it just goes and resets it unless I go and right click over it and say pivot and then set as new pivot offset here. The problem then becomes by changing that the relationship between multiple objects isn't the same anymore. So that is problematic also. Let's go and play that Christmas thing we had yesterday. Yes, I like it. Okay, revolving door, done. How about these little cute little doors here? Entrance door. I suppose it's that 2 entrance doors, 1 and 2. I think we just need 1. And then we just duplicate that in Unreal Engine. Entrance door. That'd be good, right? Yeah, simple rotation. And then it just rotates all the time as we see people in the lobby and stuff, and we can just go through it with the camera. I like it. So this and then this, since it's the same, we don't export that again. Entrance door. See if we get that on the other side. So this is now the problem. The other side door would need to be rotated, and the problem is that with the pivot point not there, it's going to be, you know, problematic, because I think here the doors had the grips facing to the inside. Let's try it. I mean, at least something like that. That might work. Right click, pivot, set as pivot offset. Yeah, a little bit of the old adjustment magic, but it still snaps into its paces, unless it was actually a different door. Because was it a different door? It wasn't just mirrored, was it? Because no, it was it? I can't tell. No, because this one's got the grip. No, they both had the grips on the inside and the outside. Same door. We're good. Save everything. You can speak German. That is pretty impressive. 505 frames. Good stuff. We'll do that. We'll have to correct the pivot point on that door as well. What next? There's this wall here. Lobby wall 4. Just for the sake of it's snapping easy into place there. Sweet. Lobby wall 4. Ding, perfect. It's coming together. Stucco everywhere. What's next? The lobby floor, perhaps? Oh yeah, this is already invisible. Lobby floor. I like it. This is fun, and we could just do this for hours. This is a nice game, so to say. I'm interested to see how these things come about here. Lobby floor we've done. There's also this thing here, the lobby rug. I might dock this in the layout so I don't have to constantly go in and out of this. Lobby floor, here it was. Ding, there we go. Let's do the lobby rug. Lobby rug, and boom. Nice. Oh, that scaling seems to be off. Like the lobby floor, the scaling was different, wasn't it? We may have to override that on the material. Yeah, that scaling, the tiles are a little bit too large here. How's the rug doing? The rug's looking not so bad. That actually looks better in Unreal Engine than it does in DAZ Studio. Look at that. Interesting. Well, in filament, sorry, that's entirely my fault. In iRay, this might actually look much better. Just to get a reference impression here, it looks a little better. Yes, there's more detail that comes out. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, let's try to do one of these signs here. Food stand and drinks, maybe. That's done. And here, food and drinks. Food counter ceiling. Let's see what that looks like. Hello? There. Food counter ceiling. It's with an S. You were right the first time, Ars. Importing, yes. Nice. Counter ceiling. Ah. And it's got the metallicity on it, correct? So it does handle all these things really well. It just that I find there needs to be an option for me to just, you know, kick back for 20 minutes and the script doing it all. I think that is you know, that's your German is kaputt. I think that is what we need here. For this to be an extremely cool tool. I mean, I don't mind doing it bit by bit, but at the same time, food counter menu. I like how it shuffles the props around as well. I don't know why it needs to do that, but you know, it does, and it does work. This goes here, this goes there, and boom! What are we having? Smoothie pizza 214. That's very good. IMAX. So I think I'd have to redo some of these textures here and just put it, you know, make it outrageously crazy things. But hey, this is good. Just move the comma. It's a cheeseburger $50. Hamburger $60. Hang on a minute. The hamburger is, oh yeah. No, wait, hang on. The hamburger is cheaper than the cheeseburger? How does that work? Run that by me again. Oh, hamburger. I get you. Right. It's not hamburger, it's the hamburger. I see. Double bacon is cheaper than this is actually the best deal. Just get the double bacon. It's true. There is a space in between. Maybe you don't actually get beef, you just get ham. Very cute. Don't look at the signs. Long live bacon. Let's do one more. In fact, let's go and finish this row here. Food counter table. Let's see if we can finish this food area here, and then we'll call it a day. But I'd like to see that in action here. Yes, that is shiny. Might have to go and speak to the roughness map about this. Unless it's supposed to be made of, I don't know, solid something. Otherworldly material? Yes, it's my stomach grumbling. I don't know why it does. Sometimes it does that. Well spotted. Food counter table 2. It's us talking about hamburgers and stuff. Food counter table 2. All right. Das Studio has this sad quirk that if I were to save the scene and reopen it, everything that's invisible is actually visible again. So that's not something I can use to remember what I've copied in and what I haven't. So I'm going to have to go and delete all these objects. What are these things? Oh, these are napkin bits and pieces here. Fridge. I like it. It's empty. Fridge. It's actually fridge 2. Hang on a minute. Do we have another fridge somewhere? This one could be fridge 1. Oh, gotcha. That's just, okay. That's why this is fridge 2 and the other one is fridge 1. Fridge 2. Flank steak. Wow. That sounds great. That does sound good. Barley mixed with oatmeal. Also not bad. I'm a fan of oatmeal. Super easy on the digestion. Slow release carbohydrates. Oh yeah, and the glass material. Oh no, it's come through. I've had it before that glass doesn't look great. I mean, they have a good glass material in the starter essentials that you can use. Well, we do fridges. Let's do this one next here. Fridge 1. Oh, I see. Yes, russet potatoes. Yeah, yes. I think in America, actually, most potatoes are from Idaho. It's just it's what the whole state is known for. I'm sure it has other things to offer. But yeah, Idaho is kind of a potato state. Hot dog warmer. Okay, let's do the hot dog warmer. There's also the bottle. I suppose that needs to go in the fridge as well. Hot dog warmer. Wow, that sounds like a good deal. Enjoy. I could do without this window coming up open all the time. Do you know if there's a way to, I don't know, dock it somewhere and just let it just, you know, slide? So I could maybe even just move it off screen. That's a possibility. And just ignore it. See if I can do that next time. Let me go and bring the bottle over here. And then we'll populate it around the room a little bit. Yeah, it's not exactly. Yeah, other states must have potatoes as well. Like, you know, Wisconsin, there have to be other states that also make cheese. Wisconsin can't be the only state that makes cheese, right? I'm thinking. Thank you for offering Windows. I don't want it. I don't want it. Go away. Leave it here. Oh, this bottle is here? That shouldn't be here, should it? That was somewhere completely different before. Yeah, so that bottle... that's a sad story with the bottle. this on a trackball balanced on my lower legs. Oh no, that's not what I meant. This is easier with a mouse, trust me. If you select any other object while you're doing this precarious operation, the pivot point, of course, resets. So it's this is something you wanna spend a lot of time and patience on. And oh look, it's Christmas. This is how it works, isn't it? I'm thinking close enough. Pivot, set as pivot offset. Now we're going to bring you where you're supposed to go. Namely into, I suppose, this here fridge over there. Something like that. Yeah, perfect. Now we can go and put more bottles in and have one rotated a little bit, and then the other one, I can't select it anymore. What a shame. It's cool. 3 bottles is ample. We're getting there. This is gonna take literally a whole day to do this. I think I might call it a day for now, but I think this is the approach I'm going to take. Maybe I'll try this with the other theater as well and see if I can bring the retro look back. But I can see this working as a new title sequence. It just takes a little bit of time to convert this, and I shall do that. My friends, have a wonderful rest of Sunday. If you in fact have Sunday left still, we still have about, what is it, like 4.5 hours of Sunday left. Might do a bit more No Man's Sky later. If it's already Monday, have a fantastic week leading up to Christmas. As I said, I'm going to do some Twitch streams around 5 p.m. or later in the afternoons. If you're around, do join me. They're totally unannounced. I might just pop up there every once in a while. Have a wonderful Christmas if I don't see you beforehand. And I hope you had fun. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.